Hello and welcome back to the Modern MOCS preliminary review. We're playing Neobrand and this is round two. We've lost the draw against a pretty noted grinder, I believe. They always do well online. Let's see what we have here. Excuse me. So we have the Summoner's Pact and Allosaurus Rider. We don't have the Evolution spell, however, we have the Glittering Wish, which, as we've said before, can get a Neoform. The issue is we are 1 mana short, eh? Semi-Spirit Guide is a makes Metamorphose somewhat of an out, but we still need to eventually draw the second land, which is kind of a problem here. This is close. I'm on the draw. I have the Veil Summer, which can come handy. At the end of the day, we're 1 card away, I guess. And the card is a pretty plentiful resource. We have 13 lands here. Hmm. Once Upon a Time is also an out. So that's 12 outs from the actual lands, two Once Upon a Time, and four Metamorphose that could be seen as, like, let's say half outs. So I think that might be good enough here. I don't fault anyone for mulliganing this, but I probably would lean towards a marginal keep. And I did mulligan, which is fine. As I said in the deck tech, I tend to mulligan very aggressively on 7 and even 6. So let's see if I get rewarded here. So we have the Allosaurus Rider. We have the mana to cast Glittering Wish and the Glittering Wish for Neoform. So this should be a turn 3 kill. So I guess I got rewarded. Let's put back the Simian Spirit Guide because we need all the green cards we can get. Whoa. What is this? I believe this is the Team Lotus Box special. I believe this is some sort of the Urza, Goose, Oko mid-range, which should be a pretty good matchup for us. They have the few cryptic commands with the Mystic Sanctuary, and they have the Metallic Rebuke. Otherwise, I don't believe they have any interaction for us. You know, when you play enough Neoform, you become very skilled and draw the card you need. If they take down their Metallic Rebuke mana, we're just obviously going for it. If not, then we might get a gutter response. We'll see. Okay, I really don't care about Oko. This is one of the appeals of playing Neobrand right now. Oko is all the rage, and you just don't care. Unless you have to pass the Grizzlebrand up, but then, even then we have Veil Summer, so it really doesn't matter for us. So I believe this is off to the races here. I think we're keeping the Veil Summer because during the combo turn, I don't believe there's any Glittering Wish targets that are good enough, and we could theoretically, leave up Veil Summer against Oko if we have to stop. So let's do it. Exile the 2 Glittering Wish. Here's the 8 Grizzlebrand. Okay, so we have the combo of Shoal plus Pact for Worm. I have the Worm itself. Let's see what other resource I have here. So every time I draw here, I try to look for the life and the mana aspect, as well as keeping an eye out for the library size. Those are generally the constricting factors. We have plenty of life, I believe, and life goes on. We don't have the mana yet, eh? So we have the worm already, so it's free to just do gain 15 right now. And try to keep going. Okay, another show is great. No mana monkeys yet. I think we're gonna keep going here. Keep in mind that we don't have a pack to pay for, so we could theoretically pass, although it's not advisable against Oko. No Simian Spirit Guide, huh? How weird. Still think I'm going all in though, cause if you show for a worm, if you packed for a worm and show for 15, that's 20, 21, so that's 14 more cards, and I'd be hard pressed to see how we miss from there. Given that I have 2 shoals here, I think I'd rather just gain 7 first to see if we hit the worm naturally. So in some sort of fail case here, we can pass and still not be dead to a pact. Okay, well, I just decide to go for it anyways. The draw 15. All we're looking for is Swimming Spirit Guides. It's possible it was just deterministic, to be honest, because Worm gets us 14 cards, and the Shoal for Chancellor gets us 7 more. So yeah, it's deterministic. Let's make a blue. Let's gain life beforehand for any shenanigans. If I have 4 Swimming Spirit Guides, what I like to generally do is make blue-green before the Laboratory Maniac. I'll leave a green up so I can play Life Goes On. So if there's some sort of like abrupt decay or some like crazy effect to kill Laboratory Maniac, I have an extra layer of protection by gaining life and redrawing again. I'm usually very paranoid about how the weird ways that my Laboratory Maniacs can be killed, whether it's a Slaughter Pact or whatnot. So I just do the small detail thing. So we won game 1. So let's go to game 2. So the lists aren't really finalized, so I was only guessing what could be good here. I think the matchup is slow enough that the Veil Summer can be kept in as a anti-discard or permission measure. I believe they have some discard. They have Cryptic Command. They have Unmoored Eagle sometimes, I think. So maybe some Pact Negations is pretty good. So I left in the ley line. I even left in the Pact Negations. Interesting. So I think we're just on a minimal cyber plan where we just bring in Hercules Recall, I believe. Yeah, Nature's Claim and Hercules Recall. Because I'm not like I think they play worse, so they have more access to a lock piece like Graph Diggers, for example. It's really tough, right? Because they have a lot of different angles of attack, so it's hard for us to sideboard as well. So we decided to keep it very minimal and try to race them. Doesn't have a worm, doesn't have mana, so it's an easy mulligan. We have the Neoform. We have the potential turn 1 if we do draw um, an Allosaurus Rider or a Summoner's Pact off of the draw step or the Metamorphose here. And in a fail case, we end up with 1 land and we'll be needing a land and a Allosaurus Rider. It doesn't seem like a high percentage proposition to me. It is a slow matchup though, so maybe you can argue that it is worthwhile, especially if I have Veil Summer. Probably would mulligan this. Set to keep it. Yeah, I think the argument was that um, it's a slow matchup, and actually most of the cards that you need are here already, so all you need to do is draw out of it. That's not the worst proposition, but I think I would have mulliganed here. I think it would have been a tough but disciplined mulligan. Ah, the Fun Police. So they have discard, they have artifact, hate pieces, and permission, and pressure. It's a pretty good combination. Oh, our hand looks like nonsense, and we would have had turn 1 as well, which is pretty funny, but that's how Magic works sometimes. I think we want to Metamorphose anyways to hit a land or Once Upon a Time to hit our second land. I think that's a slight mistake here, because now we're 2 cards away, right? And I know that the mining counter is very important here, but hitting our second land drop is pretty important, even though, like, the argument, I guess, is to leave up Veil Summer for the Thoughtseize. I'm not sure how many they play. They can't play 4 in the sideboard, I believe, so I think it's less likely that that's relevant. So I think I would have fired off the Metamorphose, actually. Yeah, it's tough. It's multiple angles. We're lucky. So I'm delusional. I think that this is relevant here, so we can try to beat them down. They're already at 16. They don't have any kill spells for this, I believe, so I think it's pretty free to do so. And we have the Veil to protect against like errant Doomblade effect. We basically need to find a Nature's Claim as well as a Nature's Claim effect as well as the Evolution's effect, which is unlikely. We try to Manamorphose here for a Nature's Claim or at least a land to beat them down with. No such luck, so we keep going. No Urza's nice. Here I'm just really like having some delusional thoughts about how Alistair's Rider can go all the way here. Glittering Wish is a nice pickup. I believe the pick would be... So we cited in 1 Hercule and 2 Nature's Claim, so that's 3 outs to the Grafdiggers, whereas we have 7 or 6 evolution spells in the sideboard. So I think we're supposed to get something to kill the Grafdigger's Cage rather than Neoform, which is Assassin's Trophy. So I believe we should get the trophy. Oh, what is this? Cryptic? No! Oh. What the heck? Oh, this is the sword. Okay. Now, our hopes and dreams of winning by damage has gone down the toilet. I think we definitely need to get the trophy. Yeah. It's like the weakness of Glittering Wish, I guess, is how slow it is. We have to do this over 2 turns. They could find a welding jar or another lock piece, for example. This is not good. Now they're getting back to Whir, which is very strong for them. Now they have the Urza. I guess they had the Urza before, and they were just holding up the Whir. I believe it's infinite here. And I don't believe that we can win from here if we can Assassin's Trophy them. Even then, like they can draw the entire deck, so I think the game is over. So let's go to game 3. Here we are for game 3 against Urza midrange. We have man, these Simmering Spirit Guides are clunking up the hand because they're not green. We do have the Glittering Wish, so if we draw a green card, we can turn 2 Glittering Wish for Neoform, turn 3. So we need to draw 2. We need to draw 2 green cards. Yeah, I think this is still good enough. Nature's Claim is nice to have here as a out to Grafdigger's Cage or Damping Sphere. So I think it's a keep. Opponent also kept 7, which is ominous. Oh, that's a fast one. Ooh, that's a really fast one. Yeah, so we can confirm the existence of Metallic Rebuke in their deck, even though we had already suspected it. It's the evolution. Do we just go for it? What is the text of Metallic Rebuke? Improvise, so blue, artifact, so they do have it. If we wait, does it get better? I think the answer is no, because next turn they have access to, if they play an island, they have access to Whir of Invention for a Damping Sphere or Grafdigger's Cage or Pithing Needle. I don't believe it gets better here, and obviously I would feel very bad if we got Metallic Rebuke, but this is an all-in combo deck, and sometimes you just have to take calculated risks and jam. So I believe we are actually going for this by exiling these 2 and casting an evolution. So let's see how we do. So we do it. Do we countered? No. Good. So notably, we have the Simian Spirit Guide in exile, so we only have 3 mana left. So we don't have any mana to spare if you want to win this turn. However, we haven't pacted, so we can theoretically just pass, even though giving them a turn to, put in a Pithing Needle is pretty bad for us. So I think we still want to win this turn. However, we wouldn't pact recklessly. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what the first draw 7 yields. No life gain. That's kind of tough. Also, Oko would be pretty disastrous as well, but we have the Veil. So if we have like 2 Simmering Spirit Guides and a Manamorphose, we can at least protect Griselbrand from that if we pass with a Veil Summer. Can we hit a show here? No. This is super awkward. So the math on this is like 74% of the times you'll find a show in the first 14 cards, That becomes like 80% if we count life goes on, which sometimes it does because you need a green mana for it. So let's just say like 1/4 of the times you just miss on the spot. So I think that we should, yeah, we just need to pass here. We'll keep the claim. We unfortunately drew the Griselbrand, so we can't re-evolve. So we gotta plan accordingly. So I think we should keep the Laboratory Maniac as well as the Summoner's Pact. Yeah. Hope we don't get Oko'd. Well, that's not Oko. Whew, we dodged the bullet. They could have had Pithing Needle, Whirl of Invention for Pithing Needle, or a Damping Sphere, and that would have been bad. Alright, so let's start by attacking here. They can't sacrifice a non-token artifact, so unlike with like Ravager and Ornithopter, say, you can't deny the life gain. So let's attack first. They don't even bother, which is fine. There we go. So we're 1 card away from 28, which is divisible by 7. However, we have the blue mana already, so that's going to be less relevant. So we have the mana. So the biggest constraint is gaining enough life to go through 29 cards of the library. We have the Laboratory Maniac already, so I think that's pretty trivial. So let's start by showing for Worm. Okay, I think the rest should be academic. Gain some life. Gain 15. And yeah, so I believe that was 2 turn 2 Griselbrands in this match, and this deck does that. Okay, so they do have the Mystical Dispute here, but we didn't really have to worry about that, right? Because we have the Veil Summer. We could also just pay for it, and then we're good to go. So that was round 2 against Urza Midrange. We are now 2-0 in the MOCS preliminary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in round 3.